thing I want to release. Tokens. Not mentioning any names, but a lot of companies use these now. I mean, if you went to DEF CON, Black Hat, they were giving them out. A lot of companies use these little tokens, and they think it's going to be really secure, right? It's not. All this does is it minimizes your attack window for phishing attacks. It takes it down from, you know, maybe, say, 20 minutes to 60 seconds, 30 seconds. But that's a cool thing that this tool will do. Back to the analysis piece. If you're getting email passwords, I mean, probably not anybody in here has got all numeric passwords. I mean, probably everybody's got a little mixture of both, maybe upper, lowercase, this and that. But what the tool can do, if it sees that numeric passwords are coming in, it can kind of say, hey, wait a second, that's probably a token. So it'll take the normal mode of just capturing it, and it'll add another back-end piece to it. So what it does when you log in, okay, so what you do is the attacker will send the email to the user. Hey, Tom, log in. Check your email or this and that. So, okay, so Tom goes and he logs in to the attack server, puts in his PIN, puts in the token information, hits enter. When he does that, that's automatically sent to the attacker and automatically starts logging into the real side. So once it knows it's in token mode, it just sits there and it waits. Okay, bang. We notice the token, go into two-factor mode, and while the good guy is logging in to what he thinks is the real side, the bad guy is automatically logging into the bad side. It happens in real time. So that's my thought on tokens. I mean, they're good, but it really just minimizes the attack window. They're not the answer for this type of stuff. So anyway, what's next? Man-in-the-middle stuff for two-factor authentication, some advanced payloads. Most of the payload stuff's in there, but as new attacks come on, I want to make that modular. I think reporting would be cool. Forum support, maybe template sharing, training modules. I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, I don't want to see this thing go out like, you know, like the Rockfish or whatever the other tools are in Russia, and everybody just picks up on it, bang. Now, you know, it used to be real hard to use, you know, application exploits or find SQL injections, but, you know, when you can just automate this and send it out, it's almost too easy. So, still working on how we're going to release this thing. Email brute forcing, Mike is working on this. I think it's pretty cool to be able, especially if you just get one account, to be able to go through and enumerate the entire OWA or Novell to get all your email addresses. I think we've done this manually. You know, it could be anywhere from 100, it could be anywhere to 500,000 emails, who knows. All right, so here's where I'm at right now. My plan was to come, you know, burn up a really cool DVDs, release it on Vmware. The vice president of the Alabama chapter, he called me freaking out when I was out of town last week. He goes, dude, look, we've just sent this thing off. I sent 25 users, 25 user tests internally. Use the footer, just use the tool. He got 25 out of 25 back. And he was freaking out. It's like, no, hell no, we can't release this. No, can't do it, can't do it. So what I'm trying to do is figure out a responsible way. Maybe the OWASP piece of this would be like the training stuff. So you can see, you can use it as a training tool. So you add this in your security awareness training, you show users how this type of stuff works. So you do that locally, it's on a VMware image, you know, you're good to go, you don't send stuff out. But obviously, I mean, there is a need for this to be included for internal security teams to test as well. So kind of, we're working on that. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to work, how the licensing is going to work, but I just know I would feel better not just putting it out there in the public. I mean, I had a pretty interesting conversation in the steakhouse last night about this, and of course all my buddies, yeah, Josh, release it. Everybody needs this thing. Yeah, it's cool. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm the one that would be responsible. So anyway, that's kind of where we're at with that. It will be released in some form, way, or fashion. If you want a copy of it, or just shoot me an email. So, special thanks. I want to thank Mike Menifee, my buddy Ty Miller down at Pure Hacking. We set up a couple late nights when we're doing the two-factor stuff, because we told it couldn't be done, so we had to sit there and watch it in real time, so we didn't sleep much at all. But anyway, and Brad Causey, he's the vice president of the Birmingham chapter, and he's doing a lot of the coding on this as well, because again, I know graphics. That's it. So that's about it. I guess I will see you guys in Portugal, and look to have a more workable demo of this thing going. Appreciate it. All right, questions?
So would the back guy be sitting there almost in real time and get that reply back, and then with the two-factor?
Yes. Yes. The question was, would the attacker be there in real time if you're doing the token stuff? Correct. Because you can't miss that window. Again, it's a 30-second window, so literally you have to see it as they come in. You don't want any latency, anything. You want to see that real time. As soon as it comes up, the tool or manually has to go out and log into the real side. That will be automated. Yeah. Before, it's been a manual process, so that the tool does automate that piece. So you wouldn't have to. It would actually go out. But I would still want to sit there and watch it, you know. But yeah, it would be automated.
You have to register a domain name similar. I mean, so will the user see the URL potentially pick up on the fact that it's not the URL they're accustomed to seeing, the domain? Or is that not that transparent in this particular case?
Normally what we've always done is just a link and email. You know, just say, hey, click this link, and then the underlying link is the IP address, and then directories, and then the start page.
So the start page itself is not within a browser session, but it's displayed URLs, you're saying?
Right.
It's just a pop.
Ask that again.
Well, I mean, most of the times the authentication is going to be in some domain name. I would always verify that I'm at the domain I
Right.
to be at. In this case, how do you bypass that?
You don't. You send it to them in their URL. It's got IP address, so it just shows. It don't show the actual domain. It's got IP address, or you can maybe add a folder of their company name or something just to show that in that. But no, it's going to start out with the IP address.
So 25. I must be missing something. 25 out of 25 people fell for that, where they actually displayed an IP they're not accustomed to seeing. They normally see.
Yes.
Okay.
And it was internal as well. So that was a little different because it's on their internal network. It's one of those things where, hey, how that really works really easy is say, all right, guys, we just added this new functionality, you know, log in, and it showed like, you know, a new portal or something like inside the network.
One final question. Have you considered, is there any way you can actually pass the credentials legitimately to the page so that they actually authenticate in, or is that just too risky because then you're exposing your location to the company they're trying to fish? See what I'm saying? Like where
Right.
they would actually get into a legitimate session based upon the credentials they've entered. Is that not?
Yeah, and that's something that the tool, like the scraping piece of the tool, kind of same thing with the tokens, right? You know, because hopefully we're doing this through a scoped penetration test, right? But you're right that through the headers and everything that comes through, you know, we want the company to see where that came from, you know. So I don't know. Just like a lot of stuff, I'm sure, guys, when you do this kind of stuff, you're going to see it work, you know. So when I do it, I really want it to be realistic, and I'm looking for accuracy and things like that. But sometimes I got to make myself think, oh, well, look, John, so really the whole goal is to give them to pick up on it, you know. Anybody else? All right, appreciate it. Thanks, guys.